a YouTube video as well, just because I think it'd be fun. So we'll scoot you down just a little bit. 15 characters? Fuck, who did I miss? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. Okay, cool. Woo, I didn't want to have to do it again. All right. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1. All right. So, what's up, everybody? We decided here at TCGU on Twitch that once we hit 5 subs that we were going to do a tier list, Tam's tier list for the DLC that was coming out. I'm going to be chit-chatting with chat as this happens. So if you want to be live, join us out on twitch.tv/TCGUniversity. Just follow out there. We're up at some random crazy times. So what we're going to do first is I want to talk about what my tier list system is, right? A lot of people have a bunch of different tier lists, and as Shane Duckworth has said, tier lists are just people's shitty opinions. Well, I have a platform, so I'm going to be sharing my shitty opinion. And so basically, here is the way that I view my tier list. S tier is so good it could probably be banned. It could be banned. There's something that could happen in like right now that it has some interaction with it. Right? We could look at under my tier list. We could say that Jeddah, Gil were both S tier characters. Probably something should have happened. They should have gotten banned. A is so good that it is the cream of the crop. It is your pillars. It is your whenever you think of the meta for today, these are the characters you have to prepare for. There are main boarded answers for these guys. B is characters that are fine. They're going to be in your lower half of your top 16 when it comes to like a major, and if they're easily going to bop you. My best example for like a B tier character is like a Zasamel, right? Zasamel is not somebody that anybody's preparing for, but if you don't treat this character with respect, he's going to beat your ass. C tier is one of those I love to have fun with it characters. This character is doesn't have to be good to be enjoyable. And then D tier is I actually just don't like this character at all. I don't think the character is just genuinely missing something. Excuse me. So let's just jump into it and let's talk about the characters as a whole. So in no particular order, the first character that I want to just place out here, and we can I will pull up the gallery so that everybody can see. I want to talk about Striker first. I played against 2 Striker decks now, both with Johnny Cage, and I can't believe Johnny Cage beat anybody, right? And I didn't feel like I feel like Striker just doesn't have I think his response is just missing playable while committed. And so for that, I actually want to put Striker in D tier. I think Striker is not actually good. I think there's just something missing. He's got 29 life, and he plays a deterrent game of like, hey, you better not keep momentum. But I never felt like the -1 life was ever enough, right? Even with his support with Sand Grenade and or Grenade Toss and the other one, like this card's really, really good. Why doesn't this thing have a block? I get it's 7 damage, but why doesn't it have a block? It could even have like a 3 mid, right? And then Special Riot Control. This card does nothing. Does absolutely nothing for this character. Brock in chat says off death he's got the Jeddah tricks. Yeah, but like so does like Tira, and Tira's way better. Like I don't know. I feel like and once again, this is Tam's personal opinion. I would never want to play Striker. Like the only cool thing I can see with Striker is just like shotgun loops, right? Is you just have a shotgun every turn, or the cool thing is if you're not aggressive with him, you have an extra block in your hand. Like he's essentially a 7-hander. I don't know. It's like there might be something there that might bring him up later, but like as of right now, the character's Next is Cervantes. I'm putting him at A tier. I think Cervantes is insane, actually. I think there's so much happening with we're gonna open up all these bad boys too. I think there's so much happening with the ability to just take this garbage card and throw it under your character as momentum and then changing something into turning off one of my opponent's attacks. Like Cervantes just doesn't die to like nutcrackers or missile launchers. Like it just doesn't happen. Plus, like, he gives a shell of a proud man. Like shell of a proud man and Cervantes and Nirvana says that like you just don't get to play keywords. Like you just don't have them. They just don't exist. To the point where like he's one of the characters that I want to like maybe toss in up at S. Like I would maybe move him up to S tier. I think he's just a fraction of the way away from S. Next, we've got Raphael. I'm also putting in Raphael in A. I think Raphael's insane. I think Raphael's nuts. I think there's just the ability to just like have a bunch of stuff not count towards progressive. Like the flip one foundation is such not a cost. Like it's such not a cost. I think this character's playable under all of his symbols. Under evil, like the coolest thing you can do is just like play Let's Party chains. Let's Party, grab another Let's Party, flip a foundation, play your Let's Party for free. Draw another Let's Party, play your Let's Party for free. Like it, ooh, gross. Under order, being able to play like Xiang Mina's attack, the meteor style, just play it over and over again. Just being able to like drop a bomb at the end of a chain. Insane. Bro says that the cost is somehow getting a second copy of whatever. Hell yeah, man. That seems real rough. That seems like a real hard thing to do. Just draw an extra card. Real tough. Especially under both life and order. We've got things like passing the torch just to commit and draw a card. Hell yeah, I'll commit. Oh, I drew this bomb. Oh man, I drew the moon set at the end of my chain, and I I have a moon set in the front. I guess I'll play moon set as my fourth card, not counting towards progressive. Like just onboard Curse Splat in so nutty. Talam. I actually want to read Talam one more time before I put a grade on her. If you have more face downs in your opponent, add one card from your discard pile to your momentum, playable while committed. So the memer in me wants to put this character up high tier, but I don't think Talam ever does anything. Enhance, commit, build all, face down cards from my card pool committed. I just wish they were ready, dude. Why can't they be ready? I think I'm gonna Brock. I'll trust you. I'll put her in B, but man, you are making it way higher than I would. I think I would actually put her in C. I think she's fine. I don't think she's great though. I think she's fine. All right, onto the dark one. Let's read this bad boy. I think this guy's insane, but I don't think it's because of him, but I think it's just because of Hellfire Impalement and the fact that he gets to quote-unquote play it the best. I do think there are better characters to play Hellfire Impalement. For Hellfire Impalement for just like how insanely broken this card is. But like I actually think if Hellfire Impalement got banned, like right now, I think the Dark One actually still stands on his own feet. But I think you play him under fire, right? And you just play Coffee Samba Missile Launcher. You play him the same way you play Goro. I think he's still a super, super rad character to the point where I actually think I'm still putting him in A. I mean, Hellfire Impalement still exists. And if I could just jam Hellfire Impalement on this list, I would put it at S. Like, that card needs to go. But I think even without it, I think he can still stand on his own feet. Sky Mathers is just a hard character. He made top cuts at Worlds, right? He can make top cuts, and I believe he was diversified. I did not put the other Mathers on here, just because I don't have a picture of it. But we can, and I honestly I've done zero research into how Sella, is that her name? Sella? How she works. But Sky, I think Sky is also B tier. I think there's a lot of surprise inside of this character. I think there's a ton of there's a ton of uses for momentum, right? And this character builds in momentum for free. Discarding a card from my opponent's card pool, like she only really gets shut down by things like Dark Kirito, right? But like besides that, like she's a reversal monster. I made a Sky Mathers deck that you can find out on the channel. That I just noticed her gauntlets have little apples on them. That's cute. I made a Sky deck that out on the channel that ended up winning a whole event versus like actual characters versus like Hiei and such. Like I think in the right hands with a patient player, with somebody who understands like when to reversal, when not to reversal, how to get the most out of the response. I think there's a ton going on inside of Life Sky, to the point where, will I think she win a major like one of these A tier characters? No, but I think she can easily make a run, depending on the bracket she's in. Bell, I think Bell's bad. Oh, I exited out. Dang it, I suck. I wanted that just to work. I think Belle is not great. I think Belle's got a lot to be desired. I think on paper she looks good, but whenever you look at the weapons that she has access to, whenever it comes to like wanting to play matricide, it's just not there, right? And her response is your next weapon attack. Yeah, I think these three symbols just need more weapons for Belle to be higher up on this list. I think she's fine. She's just not stellar. I think she's actually like Brock said, I think it's more of you might just side Bell, or if you're like trying to dodge diversity, you might matricide sucks, Bell is okay. I don't know, man. I think if you hit a good matricide, the game's over. You just have to figure out how to get rid of this number and like work with this. I will say the coolest thing that happened at a UniVersus. Just saying. All right, from here, I want to take a look back at the list. We have 3 A's: Cervantes, Raphael, the dark one. Man, I want to move Talon back down. I'm moving Talon down. Sorry, it's happening. I think Talon just doesn't do anything. Who cares about these foundations? I think if she was a 5-hander and could like play like a pseudo Kurobara build, right? I think if she could get a lot of mileage out of his cards, I think she'd be fine. But the fact that she's a 7-hander is actually hurting her spot. But at the same time, like I don't want another Kurobara. Like I could just play Kurobara. Yeah. Who's next? Talon shuts down pool stuffing strategies, clears out multiples, and does stuff with Fort Negley restored. One more time. We'll look at her one more time. For you, the good people. If you have more face-down foundations than your opponent, add 1 card from your discard pile to your momentum, playable while committed. Commit. Build all face-down cards from your card pool committed. So what? She's just a sideboard card then? Totally not named Dan? Like she just sideboards up and is fine? I don't know. I don't think that makes her stand on her own feet. I think she's fun, but I don't think she's like competitive at all. I think this character's not good. To the point where like I'd almost put her in D tier. I think she's just a trap. Poor Van Helsing. She's just a trap. Discard the card to I think Van Helsing is fine. I think people are just trying to meme a little too hard. Or she's a trap because like drawing the cards and then extra damage. People are trying to go in too hard with Van Helsing, or everything that I've seen with her. I think she's like, out of all of the DLC characters for these, I mean, Sky's my favorite, but like, I think Van Helsing is fine. I think I don't like the all symbol, and that's like one of the best symbols to play under. Under order, you get to play, Prism Storm of Torment for that sick draw 7. And I think Brock said it the best. I think, like, obviously whatever my tier list ends up being, right, you should definitely take this all with a grain of salt. These are my, once again, shitty opinions. Thank you, Shane. I want to move on to Inferno. I think Inferno's insane, actually. I think Inferno is a solid A tier character just because of the fact that his first form doesn't even need to exist. I think discard the top 3, remove a card from your discard pile, your attack gets a damage bonus. I think that's insane. I think that's crazy, crazy good. Let's jump in the Brock. Inferno has not won a top A online tournament, but he certainly came in top 4. So it's essentially winning. Yeah. Back to Talon, because apparently everybody's bummed about Talon, huh? Back to Talon. I will say that the only thing that about her is the once per turn add a momentum. Like that's just good enough. I mean, that's the reason I wanted to play Sky, right? Is like the once per turn add a momentum is good enough. So like I'm super down with that. I'm fine. But I don't know. It seems so conditional. I have to have more face down foundations than my opponent. Add one card from my discard pile to my momentum. Playable while committed. And then build all face down cards from my card pool committed. I don't know. Like there's certainly something there, but I'm afraid under like you just play water, right? So you can swimming birds people with spike stuff. But then at that point you're a 7-hander. Why not just play spike? Is the momentum really that important? Interesting. Where are we at? Looks like we've just got. I'm gonna talk to the Mortal Kombat characters. I want to save Street Fighter for last because they're actually the characters I'm least known with. Shiva, I think Shiva's very good. Shiva's an easy B tier. I think as long as Shiva doesn't have as long as she doesn't have four-hander problems, I think she might just beat your ass. Playing against Tyler here locally built this character in the house, and we were playing a bit, and that response of just like after combat phase begins at stuff the top 3. Ooh, oh my goodness, it was really really brutal, and then just like sticking my cards in, and it was just it was rough. It was really, really rough. I like this character, and I'm excited to see how this character evolves. He was playing a water build that was just stuff my card pool full of stuff, and then like he wasn't even playing like all the Lily cards, right? He was just playing cool stuff. On to Nightwolf. I'm gonna have to read the wolf. 720 enhance. If your attack is blocked, your next attack is plus X damage. X equals the block modifier plus the opponent's block. I dig that a lot, actually. Just like stacking on damage. It reminds me of like old Terry Bogard, and old Goro, right? Of like you better have you can only block the last one, and if you do block that last one, it's it better have been the last one, or else you're just gonna get punished really really hard for it. And then response once per turn after you make a check, commit and freeze any number of your foundations. That check gets +2 for each foundation committed and frozen this way. Chat, I know Kevin Broberg's in the chat, and so I get to ask this question very very candidly. How does freezing work? Does freezing refresh after your ready step or after the next ready step? Because I could take and commit and freeze my cards on my turn, and then they're unfrozen on their turn, right? Is that how that works? After any step? Oh my goodness. So if I'm getting confirmation in the chat, as you guys can see on screen, that it's after any step. If it's after any step, I think this character is insane. It's free for your form. Wowzers. Okay, yeah, hell yeah, dude. Let's stick this guy up at A. What nutty stuff can he do? I could just fucking ball out, dude. So okay, let's take a step back. Let's take a step back and actually think about it. Essentially, what this says is once per turn, something doesn't count as progressive because you can just like commit everything out and just jam something, right? That's essentially what it says. Like, there's nothing that I can see. I mean, Earth and Good have a lot of playable while committed stuff. So like, that could be something. But I can't think of anything crazy under Chaos that wants to, be playable while committed. How often do you fail a check by 6? Yeah, like I think the fact that I think this character is solidly being in A tier. I don't think he's moved up to S. I think I'd have to look at what he's got going on inside of his support. Yeah. Noob Saibot. I have to read him. It's a 3/6 response card pool. Flip. After an attack is played, it gets plus X or minus X damage. X equals its printed damage. Okay. So just do some cool stuff. Add a character from your staging area to your card pool, commit and freeze 1 foundation in your opponent's staging area. So what under these symbols can just like pull these out of the discard pile? He can say form your next check. Noob gets shadow buffed if they fix freeze 2. Gauge keyword. Yeah. Add 1 character to your staging area to your card pool. I like Noob Saibot a lot, and the fact of him just being able to just chump double damage stuff, and his support is some of the coolest we have. Like the shadow throw is insane. Like it's super good. And then I wish add a character from your staging area to your card pool. Add this card to your card pool. I actually just wish this had the reversal keyword as opposed to like having the response be played on it. I just wish that there was something. I don't know. I think it's good. I want to be able to a way to get the character back to my hand, because I think that's actually like the coolest part about buddy blocks is like actually blocking with them. And then look at the top card of your deck. You can discard it. I know James Stevens, another TCGU faculty, is like super down on this character. Like he's super in. And then Resurrected Evil is also super good. Commit after your opponent's ready step. Commit 1 card in your opponent's staging area with a print difficulty of X or less. I think this card's nuts. This card's actually super good. I actually think like the biggest thing about Noob is I'm gonna put him in B, just because I don't know what all the life order void gauging, moving stuff around stuff is, right? Except for like maybe so like under life you get Taisei stuff, which is super good. Under order you get Joffrey. Under order and void you get Amy stuff. Maybe that's just enough. Under order you get, actually we're gonna toss them up. There's a fuck ton of stuff under order. There's so much under order. Yeah, we'll toss them up to A. That's fine. Because I think, hilariously, giving your, the Suzaku Ultra Rare, what's that called? Prison Storm of Torment? Giving that an extra damage seems pretty good. Just for flipping this dumb character. I'm in. 14 damage Storms are decent. All right, Kevin, I'm in. A tier. Let's go. I don't think he's S tier, but I think he's fine on A tier. And he freezes something, right? Add a character to your staging area, your card pool, commit and freeze 1 foundation in your opponent's staging area. Yeah, that's fine. I'm in. Okay, on to the Street Fighter stuff. I saved them for last because honestly I just know the least about them, right? I read them at Worlds and then kind of left them off. So we'll just start with Akuma. Enhance discard a card, as a 7-hitter, that's fine. Your attack gets plus X damage. X equals the difficulty of the discarded card. Your opponent's next check to play a card gets a -1. Failing the check does nothing. So, that doesn't feel very good. This isn't very good at all. Response. After your opponent fails a check to play a card, flip 1 of their foundations. I dig that response way more than the enhance. I like the response a lot, but the enhance just doesn't get me there. Like unless there's some way to like guarantee that damage, because if we take and he basically says discard a card for plus X damage -1 speed, right? That's pretty much what he says, and that speed could possibly stack depending. But I think discard a card's a really steep cost. Like a really steep cost. I'm going to put Akuma in C tier. I don't see Akuma doing very much. I think the response flip's good, but I think there's so much flip in the game right now that it is super easy for my opponent just to work around that. But with that said, like anytime, I think this character like does really well versus something like a not a Sophidia, but like a Cassandra, right, where she has a check on her face. Anytime you check an attack to do anything, like anytime you check for Sensimorals and you check your attack, they're just like flip 1, or you'd better commit 1. Like I think this response is actually really good. Let's go back to the list. Hold up. Let's go back to the list. I guess the thing about the enhance is maybe it's just not one of those you can do it all willy-nilly things. All right? Maybe we can pop them up to B. Man, this is actually tough, huh? Where are we putting Akuma? Well, I'm gonna leave him at C. I trust that. I trust my gut. He's at C. He's not doing shit. He's not doing nothing. C, maybe B. I would love to see results. I would love for anybody at home to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Send me a video of you just beating ass with Akuma. I would love that. Sea Viper, 628 response after the combat phase begins. Reveal the top card of your deck. You can discard it and draw another card. Oh my god, I love this. I love it so much. And then enhance once per turn. Your EX or stun attack is +1 damage for each of your opponent's committed foundations. Enhance your charge attack gets stunned too. I think this character is insane. Actually, I think this character is super, super good. So here's my favorite part about the response. You ready? So after the combat phase begins, reveal the top card of your deck. You can discard it and draw a card. She's a spy. She should know extra stuff. Come on, guys. Are you kidding me? That's such good flavor. And then your EX or stun attack is 1 damage for each of your opponent's committed foundations. That's super good at just tossing things at the end. And then your charge attack gets stunned too. I'm putting this character at an easy B. Easy B. I think like the most obvious line with her ever is just under fire and just play like a bunch of stun stuff. Like she gets to play Coffee Samba, she gets to play Missile Launcher under fire. She doesn't give her all of her charge attacks stun too. Like we can just forget this enhance. This is just a bonus enhance, right? It's super, super good. I dig this. I dig this card. I dig this character a lot, to the point where like I would almost put it in A, but I think that might be just me just fanboying over like the card's response. Ooh, so yummy, so yummy. Ibuki's insane. I think she's actually nuts. Response after your attack deals 3 or less damage. Your next attack ignores progressive difficulty. Fuck, that's so silly. And then response discard a card : after you play a combo ability, draw a card. A tier, obviously, maybe S tier. I think this character is insane. I think this character is nuts. I think there's so much 3 damage attacks. I think there's so many 3 damage attacks under these symbols that like you can just string together big long turns. If anything in your hand lets you just draw an additional card, it's just like I'll just keep playing things for free. I think the fact that because if your attack's supposed to deal 3 damage, it can get zeroed real easy. Nah, okay, so Kevin, sell me on Ibuki. Here's the thing that I'm seeing. You ready? I'm seeing stuff as in like there are small buffs that we can do in order to make things better or worse. Like maybe things like 8,000 degrees doesn't exist anymore, but under the life symbol we've got Sophidia's minus damage in order to give the next one plus damage, or so on and so forth. And we only have to have something deal 3 damage, and so it'd be really easy to have them like my first instinct is like, why not have them half block a spider suplex, right? Something along those lines. And the fact of like she makes her shotguns play at the very end of a chain, super, super simple. If this card was a reversal, holy cannoli inside of Kurama. Holy cannoli. The fact that it's a 6 high for wow. From a discard pile to your hand. Discard a card after your range attack deals damage, draw a card. She just gets to cycle through like her entire deck. She gets to cycle through like everything. She gets to see whatever cards that she wants. And yes, the 3 damage thing is like it can be an issue, but I feel like unless your opponent is playing a very like DR heavy deck, right? Unless they're playing some like she's gonna fight a Stone Man and just not feel great. Like that's like straight up. Like she's just not. Or she's gonna fight a Goro that's entire job is like, hey, I'll commit and just reduce everything. Like it's not gonna feel good. But the fact of like she just gets to like check through everything and like cycle draw. Like I think this character is really, really good. This character's super, super good. She's gonna play against. Hey, and you know that's the argument that you have, right? Play against Big Shot Punch Judy and not feel good. I think this character is going to have those flaws, but I think a ton of the S tier characters, I mean, the characters that got banned here recently, right? I mean, they all had their flaws, right? I cannot remember the last time I lost to a Shinnok in tournament. I cannot remember. I think I lost to Garrett Brett's Gill in Broberg. Sorry, I lost to Garrett Brett's Gill in. What am I saying? I lost to Garrett Brett's Gill in Rockford. Thank you so much. I said Broberg, didn't I? it's Rockford, Broberg. They're very similar. And like I didn't feel like it was impossible. I felt like the matchup was really rough because I played poor cards against it. I think this character as Ibuki, I think there's going to be something really, really special about the decks that get to play this character. I think there's something there. I think there's something super, super there. And so, totally not named Dan. Punch Duty nulls their attack and clutters their pool. I think the thing about that is maybe that's just. I mean, we get to play Revoke, right? Under one of these symbols. We get to, under water, we get to play a thing that, like, we have action hate. For the same reason that, like, there are plenty of attacks that just get stomped on by, Big Shot Punch and Judy. And when was the last time a Big Shot Punch and Judy deck, like, really did anything meta relevant? Like, it's totally fine for those cards to come back in rotation if Ibuki's just insane. Like, I'm down. Maybe she's not an S, right? I'll drop her to A because of I'll just say it, the haters. In Bison, what do you do? Response after you fail to check Radius character or remove the top card of your opponent's discard pile, playable while committed. That's why are you so silly, Bison? Why are you so silly? Enhance your attack. Check a 6. Your opponent loses vitality. So I think this character all depends on how many 6s we have in underneath these 3 symbols. This character reminds me a lot of Cadenza, right? Where, like, on paper, this looks insane. I think on paper this character looks insane, but I don't. It really just depends on the 6 checks we have. Let's actually we can just look. I mean, it's my video. I can do whatever the fuck I want. Air, death. What else do you have? Evil, right? No, chaos. Ooh, chaos. And then control 6s, standard, action, asset, attack, foundation. Let's do that. 25 results. Oh, that's not great. What do we got for air in particular? 8? Oh, I meant to just click chaos. 11? Okay. What's up, chaos? How you doing? 12? Okay. Baby death? Oh, hold up. We got serving outworld. Yeah, okay. I'm into it. Search tech box contains 6+. Like this. Oh, we don't actually care if it's a 6. Under death, I need to take off control, right? Hey, this is a +2 damage. We're just plus parentheses. Here? Oh, here. Hey, okay. Good idea. So every time we fail a check, or every time we fail a check, we discard the top card of the deck. This is insane. Oh my goodness. Let's go back. Every time after you fail a check or remove the top card playable while committed. I actually think in Bison might be really silly. Because it's just every time that you fail a check. I think, okay, I'm actually in. I'm actually super, super in. I'm in. Okay, so obviously we're not playing chaos. Back to air. We just play death, right? We just got a ton of stuff. Yeah, this looks silly. This looks real good, actually. I'm in. Oh, diplomatic, hilarious. And then what's his stuff do? Breaker 2 on a 2 mid block seems great. Fury 6 for 6. Commit your character seems fine. Add 1 card from your card pool to your momentum seems great. I mean, a 5 to 6 for 6 seems just fine. And he's got 2 symbols with Bakugo as well. That's neat. That's neat. Check his 7 radio character. I like that a lot. He's got he makes All Might work. Ooh, let's go. Psycho Energy. Response check a 5 to your opponent plays an enhanced ability. Discard the top card of the deck. This is really good. I think character might actually be good. What am I talking about? Isn't Bison gonna be good? I'm putting him at B at least. I think he shares the Bakugo. Yeah, he shares 2 symbols of Bakugo. He shares air and death. I think the character might actually be good, and not even just for like the meme dreams, right? I think this character might actually be relevant. So last minute thought. We've been recording this video for 30 minutes. My A tier, how you looking? I think this is all fine. I actually like this a bunch because of how freeze works, because of Hellfire Impalement, because Curse Splat on everything is nuts, because momentum on everything is nuts, because cycling your hand on every attack is nuts, because Noob Saibot is cool and I want to impress Kevin Broberg, because B tier, I think we need more testing with Bison before we toss him up into B. I think she just plays like standard fire deck really well. I think she might clown car. I think this Shiva has 4-hander problems, and there's one reason she's not A. I think Kevin, I don't disagree, buddy. I think Sky, man, I think I'm just fanboying over Sky. I think people are like really down on her because like she's hard to play, but man, I just had a fucking blast of that life deck. And it doesn't help that I did well with it. If you want to see that tournament, go out to youtube.com/TCGU University. I don't like Talum. There, I said it, everybody. All right, I don't like her. Okay? Bell and Akuma are fine where they're at, and I think these characters are just traps. Yeah, I think that's it. If you liked the video, make sure that you check out the rest of the videos that we're doing. I'm going to be trying to do way more stuff like this out on Twitch, so you can catch me live randomly, as well as any of the other faculty live playing their games like Magic and White Schwartz and Final Fantasy and any other game that we can possibly think of. So, from all of us here at TCG University, thank you much for watching, and stay learned.